For the majority of this series, we've been talking a lot about the barriers to our success and what keeps us from moving forward and maintains our stagnation. But now for the next couple of videos till we get to the end of this series, I want to talk about the other side of soul work, and I want to share with you ways that you can see the other side of what confronting those barriers look like. Welcome back. I am so excited that you are here with me for another day of our 25 days of soul work, Unwrapping Courage, a gift for your soul this season. My name is Jaleesa Dallas. For those who are new to this page, new to this series, I welcome you. I am an author, coach, and consultant, and I help individuals and organizations cultivate courage. And so what this looks like is helping them to break barriers to their success, bolster their belief for greater confidence, and build courageous behaviors to optimize their life. That way they can create belonging internally and externally in community. So again, I am excited that you are here. And before we jump into this conversation, I want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone that you know. Also be sure to download our complimentary resource where you can follow along with us on this journey of 25 days of soul work. And then I would love for you to connect with me live in our Revolutionize Your Resolutions, our strategy session and workshop, where we're going to go over not just vision and not just planning, but goals and tactical steps. These steps that will actually bring your vision to reality. No more vision boarding. I'm sorry. And no shade to people who are doing it, but we're going to do something different because we want to take action in 2025. We've consumed a whole lot of information. Now it's time for implementation. Let's go ahead and jump into this, because what I want to share with you are several ways that the other side of this soul work process will get you to advancement in your life and your business. Because we've gone through the process of being in avoidance, being in denial. We've connected with, okay, what is it like to be self-aware? We've talked about that a lot. And then shifting into admitting and accepting that we need help in order to make effective change. From there, we adjust and begin to align with who God says that we are. And then from there, we're able to advance, not just in life, but in business, our careers, and ultimately the kingdom of God. So let's see what the other side of soul work looks like. I have some notes here that I want to reflect on and elaborate on a little bit and share with you, just so that you can see the success that you can acquire on the other side. So what the process of soul work does, and what getting to the other side look like, is that we're able to identify the self-sabotaging behavior so that we can be more self-aware. Like I mentioned, we've been talking about self-awareness, and I don't think people get how important that is. The more aware we are, the better able we are to connect and collaborate and communicate with people. I mean, that's just how it works. We're more self-aware, and we become better managers of our relationships, better, again, communicators. We look at conflict differently, from a different perspective, so that we get clarity in the process. We're also looking at criticism or feedback differently, not so much as us being attacked in our personality and how we do things, but ways that we can see to improve and become better, how we can grow, and then identifying the areas for which we glow in. Another way that soul work makes the difference in our lives is that it gives us the tools to dismantle avoidance so that we can own who we are, operate in authority, and optimize our lives. Essentially, we become more aware of who we are, what we do, what we're called to possess, and from there, we can give from our abundance, our overflow. Again, owning who we are, operating in the authority that we have, and ultimately optimizing our lives. Another way that soul work makes a difference is that it strengthens our ability to heal soul wounds so that we can experience freedom. The more liberated we are, the less ammunition we give the enemy. Freedom does something about us being receptive to grace and being receptive to peace. Sometimes there's friction when we go about change, as I've talked about before. But when we are in a place of freedom and we heal those soul wounds, it gets us into a peace and to a refreshing that little things that used to bother us before don't really bother us anymore. They just kind of like bounce off of us. It's like literally wearing the full armor of God all the time. I mean, we're supposed to be doing that anyway, but this just makes a greater difference. Those things from those wounds we once had no longer affect us as they did before. We also build our capacity to be better leaders of ourselves and ultimately better leaders of others so that we all can essentially thrive in life. Again, our self-awareness fuels our ability to collaborate and to connect and to be better in relationship with people. And then lastly, as it relates to life and how our soul work makes the difference, is that we oppose anxiety so we can walk in power, love, and a sound mind. We are able to identify that it's not really fear, because fear is real and present. Like I mentioned before, you being chased by a bear in the forest, like that is real and that is something to be afraid of. But what we typically connect fear to is anxiety, having a far off idea of what's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen, and building up worry and angst around that. But instead, because when we do the soul work process, and when soul work actually makes a difference in our lives, we're able to oppose that anxiety and pull on the power that we have of love and having a sound mind. So when we think about how soul work makes a difference when it pertains to our business, it empowers us to execute on our ideas so we can reap a harvest and bless others. Just as I talked about at the beginning of this introduction of this video about revolutionize your resolutions, we're taking those visions, those plans, those ideas, and we're bringing them into reality. Because we've done the inner work, when we show up externally, we could do that with confidence. And before I get ahead of myself, we move from, again, information to implementation, from consumption to actual completion. I know I've dealt with this a lot where I have not been a finisher. And that has been a prayer of mine that, Lord, help me to be a finisher. Help me to complete the things that you place before me and to be successful. When soul work makes the difference in our business, we increase our likelihood of sales, meaning we take into effect that we are the brand. Before anybody could buy anything that we have, recognizing that we are connected to the person, making ourselves relatable, ourselves authentic, transparent. And that helps people to see who we really are and the values that we contribute to our business. Soul work makes the difference in our business by way of building our confidence so that we can fully function in our gifts without fear. God has given us innate gifts, and it's strongly correlated to our personality and how we do life. And so we get more confidence in our giftings and utilizing them for the kingdom of God when we've done that soul work process, when we've done that healing. Another thing that happens is that we expand our reach so that we can have greater impact and influence. We're not constantly self-absorbed or in ourselves, thinking so highly of ourselves that we miss the opportunity to genuinely connect with others and serve them well. Another way that soul work makes the difference is that we fulfill our desired outcomes so we can amplify our voice, meaning we're able to speak more confidently about our experiences and do so with enthusiasm. For me, it was a challenge for me to share my story and to contribute that lived experience to what I was sharing. I just wanted it to be information because I didn't want to let people into who I really was, but that was not working. And so I am able now to confidently, and I grow more confident every day to share my story, share bits and pieces about my lived experience so that others can resonate with what I have to offer, thus helping me to get more sales, get more conversions, all the things to build my business. And then lastly, It helps to become the niche so that we can eliminate comparison and competition. When I recognized that my gifts were my own, my experiences were my own, my skills were my own, though other people in similar industries may have similar backgrounds and similar things that they're working with by comparison to mine, I am unique. I am the niche. Who I am and how God created me to be and what He's called me to do and have is going to be drastically different from the next person. Again, there might be some similarities, but it will not be the same. It will never be the same. How I share with you about emotional intelligence, about cultivating courage, about breaking barriers and building your belief, and all the things that I share with you is going to be different from the next person. And that's okay, because that's uniquely me, which makes me the niche of what I have to present and offer. So I hope that this was helpful to you to see the other side of soul work, to see what it's like to go from avoidance to advancement. And we're going to continue this conversation on what it's like on the other side of soul work with different aspects of what we do at Go Brave and how you can be a part and what it could look like for you as you either grow your business, become a better leader, and do all the great things that you do. So again, thank you for joining. Do us a favor and like, comment, subscribe, and share this with someone that you know. Again, download our complimentary resource if you are interested in continuing on this journey of soul work and following along with us. And be sure to register for free for our Revolutionize Your Resolutions. You will not regret it. Again, this is not a vision board party. This is a workshop and a strategy session that's going to get your vision to reality with actual tactical steps that you can move into the next day. So I hope you can join me either in person or virtual. There are options. We're doing a hybrid thing. So join me there. I would love to connect with you. And until next time, let your soul work be your best work to a better you.